Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother, Kiran Roy. I've received this query, this comment for the umpteenth time now that should we remain in touch with our ex? So, in today's video, I'll clearly give you the complete outline regarding this topic. Should we remain in touch with our ex? Yes, no. If no, why? What will happen if we remain in touch? I'll cut it down to the minute details, and this is going to be very much helpful for you. And if you gain anything from my video, definitely consider giving a super thanks, the entire proceeds of which will go to the orphan kids of the Chembur Children's Home. You can also book a 1:1 with me if you have any relationship based, or I'm a life navigator. I can like solve each and every problem of yours. If you have any problem, you can definitely book a 1:1 with me. All that you have to do is DM me in Instagram. You can definitely take the Be Charismatic course from my Hindi channel and Be Millionaire course from this very channel. And if you gain anything from me and if you wish to thank me, you can drop a 5-star rating in my Google page, which is Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio. So if you just type Kiran Roy in Google, you'll see many things. On the top, you will see my Guitar Academy, Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio. Just go there, drop a 5-star rating with a few words. I will consider that as a thanks from your end, and I will personally appreciate you a lot. So coming back to my today's topic, why you should never stay in touch with your ex. First point is emotional backdoor always remain open. So suppose if you were in a relationship, you had a bad breakup or you had a normal breakup, but it's a breakup, all right. Since you had a breakup, now the first instance, the first thing, the first thought which comes in your mind is I should remain in touch with my ex. So that way, at least in some way, I'll remain in touch with that person. But when you're doing that, what's happening is you're keeping the doors of your emotions half open. It's not completely open, it's not completely closed, it's half open. So when you keep that door half open, and suppose now you guys have had a breakup, now you guys are trying to focus on your respective lives. You want to now move on in life, you want to find love again, you want to focus on your career, health, physique, you want to grow some skills. But since that door is half open, you're not allowing your wound, your emotional wound to heal completely. Your wound is continuing to remain open. Your wound is not getting a closure. Your wound is not getting completely healed, because since that door is open, you have access to her. And as long as you're going to have access to her, you can never ever come to terms with forgetting her completely. Because the idea of moving on, the idea of moving on with life, to do whatever, even if you don't want to get into a relationship, but if you wish to grow your finances, grow your skills, the only idea is that you should be completely healed from it. She should be completely out of your mind. Out of sight, out of mind should be the ideal scenario. But in this case, she is completely there. She's completely present in your life. In fact, at your beck and call, she would be available, because you guys have remained to stay in touch. You guys have remained to be, you guys have decided to remain friends even after the breakup. So what happens? It never gives you an opportunity to completely heal your wounds, due to which you can never ever come to terms with full healing at the first place. And since you have not achieved complete healing, you can never ever focus completely on that next relationship, or you can never even focus on your purpose at hand, for that matter. So if you ask me, the first and foremost thing that each and every one of you should do is completely go no contact with your exes. So if you ask me the question, should we remain in touch with our ex? The answer is no. Never ever stay in touch with your ex. Except in certain unavoidable cases, like if you guys have kids, if joint parenting is required, under those circumstances I can understand. But in my case, even I am a single father, But I have zero touch, zero contact. But because in my dictionary, I believe in complete non-challenge. As in, you have to be completely no contact with the person you have broken up with. Because in my dictionary, it's either everything or nothing. It's either all or nothing. I can never hover around the middle ground like rest of the herd followers. I don't believe in being in the middle. Either I should have everything, that entire relationship, or nothing. So I've never, until date, I'm not in touch with even a single ex of mine. I've had relationship in hundreds, I would say hundreds. Don't want to disclose my entire figure, but more than hundreds. So, but till date, I'm not in touch with even a single one of them. So, if you ask me, no ways be in touch with in your ex. And if if you ask me what will happen if I remain in touch, then my first point was, since you're keeping the door half open, your wounds will never ever heal completely, and that will put you in a fix. That will never ever give you the opportunity to completely heal and start with a new perspective in life, rather. So always completely go no contact with your ex. My next point is, you block new energy. So whenever you decide to remain in touch with your ex, you subconsciously block new connections from forming. Though, though in general, you would definitely want to meet new people, you would like to forge new connections, you would definitely want to give it another shot. But subconsciously, you are completely stopping that new energy from reaching you because you are already in touch with your ex, and that ex is completely taking away that energy of yours. And we have that energy in limited stock. You don't have an unlimited supply of this particular type of energy. Like every energy, it is not infinite. So since your energy is being completely blocked by that ex of yours, you're completely blocking that access from that new person to reach you. So though you want to forge new connections, you definitely want to meet somebody new and maybe give it a shot, maybe give love another shot, but you are completely blocking that new energy because no girl would want to be in touch or would want to come in relationship with a guy whose heart is completely blocked with the energy from her past. No girl or no man for that matter. Men are completely fools in this regard. That's why I've made so many videos when it comes to this particular topic. But today the topic is different, so I'm not going more into detail about the mistakes which Indian men make. But today we are talking about remaining in touch with the ex. So my second point is loud and clear, that if you are still in touch with your ex, you're completely blocking off that energy which that new person can give you. You're completely maintaining a barrier between you and the new connection. So in short, you're stopping from new connections to take shape, which can definitely be a good thing. But since you are completely still invested in your ex, you are in no position to go ahead with the new person. So this is definitely one second big point why you should never remain in touch with your ex, rather. My next point, third point, is you become her backup plan. So suppose if she sees that you are still hanging around, that still you are a part of her life, you are still concerned about her, you always look out for her well-being, and she starts considering you as her backup plan. She starts thinking that this guy is always available for me. She starts losing respect for you. This is the most common occurrence which I have seen in 100% of my cases, both of my 1:1s and both and even of mine. If you continue to hang around even after your breakup, and that is a surefire way to lose even that little bit of respect which you might have had in front of her eyes, because you will 100% ruin that image of yours. You will lose whatever little respect you had remaining in her eyes. You will have no respect remaining in her eyes if you continue staying in touch. So that way, what they do, how women operate, they keep you in that list, that suppose I've broken up with this guy, but this guy is still heavily invested in me. So what I can do is I'll now check out all the options. I'll go around, I'll sleep around, I'll do everything. And suppose if things does not work out with somebody else, then I always have this safety net back home. I can always get back to him because this guy still is available for me. He's completely available at my beck and call. I can always get back to him. So that way she starts seeing you as her safety net, as her landing airspace basically. So you're just a landing runway for her. So never ever be in touch with her after your breakup. Basically, you should always move completely out of it. In fact, you should maintain 100% no contact once you're done with your breakup. My next point is it destroys your masculine edge. When a man is constantly checking in for her wellness, when a man is harboring thoughts of having her back, when a man is constantly available for her, when a man is being too nice to her, all these are the signs that this man is completely destroying his masculine edge, because no masculine man can ever flourish if they are not getting what they want. Because this guy is harboring thoughts that one day, if I behave nicely with her, she will come to know about my worth and she may come back in my life. That is a complete emasculated behavior. A real man completely throws them away from their lives and they watch ahead, they march ahead, they look ahead, and they completely chase their purpose. They don't chase these acts of theirs. None of them do that. Neither have I ever in my entire life. I have never even asked them, how are you doing? None of my ex. I've never been in touch with any of my exes because it's my principle right since I was 21 years old that you should never ever be in touch, not even ask for their well being. Because, as I clearly described in this very point, they will have no respect for you because you are completely losing your masculinity, and no girl would want to be with an emasculated man. Because whenever a man is sitting, crying, begging, thinking that she will come back, because naturally, if somebody is still in touch with her, definitely this guy must be harboring some thoughts that in the future, if she might check out other guys, but I do have a chance remaining. But you will, though, yes, I agree, you will have a chance remaining, but you will be her seventh, eighth, ninth option. And I always say, never be an option for a girl. Either be number one or be nothing. But in this case, if a man does that, they are cool being the seventh, eighth, or tenth option. And that is completely destroying your masculine frame. As simple as that. Hope I've managed to explain you this point to the best of my abilities, and I hope this concept is clear. You definitely lose your masculine edge if you're still continuing to remain in touch with your ex. And whoever are continuing to remain in touch with their exes, they happen to be the number one simps. It is a typical simp behavior. This is a typical spineless behavior. Never ever be in touch with your ex. My next point is you relive the past, not rewrite the future. If you wish to go ahead in life, you need to have a fresh start, a fresh beginning, a clean slate. You can never ever expect to go ahead in life. You can never expect to find success in life, be it in whichever aspect, if you're still stuck in your past. Because if you're still in touch with your ex, you are in a constant memory loop. You are still stuck in the past. You're just having those memories of your past completely hovering in your mind the whole day. You are thinking about that good movie which you guys had watched. I mean, that feeling which you had when you watched that movie, when you went for that trip, when you went for a coffee. All these memories will keep on. Suppose if you are still in touch with your ex, suppose if you're still talking to your ex, if you're still checking on her, all these thoughts will constantly hover in your mind, the thoughts of the good times which you guys have had. It will never leave your mind. Whereas if you wish to be that masculine man who wishes to go ahead in life, who wishes to chase, in fact, who wishes to slay all her who wishes to slay all the things which is pulling him back, then staying in touch with your ex is going to completely pull you back. You can never expect to go ahead in life. You will always be in that memory loop, and these memories will always keep on haunting you. And whenever these memories haunt you, that will completely stop you from chasing your purpose. That will completely stop you from achieving whatever you had set out to do in your life. So never ever be in touch with your ex, because that will keep you hovering in that memory loop. You can never ever come out of that loop, which I'm trying to take you out. My next point is, she doesn't deserve the front row seats anymore. Now that you have broken up, now you will be focusing on your life, which I all suppose if you're doing as per my teachings, as per what I tell my brothers. Now, suppose if you have done whatever I said, and now you have built yourself, you have a good body, you are running, you are chasing your dreams, you're chasing a skill, you are doing no fap, you are at peace. Now, suppose you have done all of this. It was she who had given up her front row seat. It was she who left you at the first place. Now that you have achieved all of this, which I have trained you to achieve, then why do you want to give her the front row seat and access to yourself? It was she who had left you at the first place. So now that you are at your best version, which I just mentioned, then she does not deserve that front row seat anymore. She had made the choice, she had a shot, but she chose to give it up. Now that she has given it up, don't give her that front row tickets anymore. That deserves to somebody else. You should be giving that ticket to somebody else, because somebody else is deserving of that, not somebody who kicked you out of her life whenever it was convenient for her. Never ever be with women who always look at their own convenience. She conveniently dissed you, she conveniently cheated you, she conveniently threw you out of her life. Now that you have worked on yourself, you have now attained complete peace of mind. Don't give her that front row access to yourself. Never ever do that mistake, because that place should go to somebody else or nobody. You should be by yourself. You have worked hard to be this strong. If you are that guy who has done exactly what I had asked you to do, to change yourself, then 100% will be in a very superior state currently, both physically, financially, and mentally. And if you are at that stage, and if you are giving her that access to you, you are completely emasculating yourself, because that you're allowing her to play with your self-respect. And a man who has no self-respect is not a man, if you ask me. As per Kiran Roy's dictionary, a man without self-respect is not a man. He is not masculine at all. So don't be that man. Don't ever give her that front row seats access to yourself. Don't let her give that front row tickets to watch you shine, because it's you who has to rise, it's you who has to shine, and somebody else has to see it. Even if, though I say nobody, it should be you and your purpose. Still, if it has to be somebody, it should be somebody else, but never her. It should never be that ex of yours. My next point is, it delays your healing. Why? Because silence is the closure that you need, not nostalgia, not texts, not chats, not checking in. Because what happens whenever you want to heal, it is imperative you should have no access to your ex, because any sort of access is going to bring back those memories. So, though you guys are not together anymore, but still, if you are in touch with her, that flood of memories will never leave your mind, because at this juncture it should only be silence, not nostalgia. Because I'll give you one example. One guy had consulted me for 1:1. Physically he met me in my academy. In my academy, that doubles up as my chambers as well for doing 1:1. So he said that he was in a relationship for 7 years, 7 long years. They decided to, I mean, they had a breakup, bad breakup. But now it has been 4 years that he is unable to move on. He's still having like deep, he's in agony basically, because he's unable to move on. So I asked him, so it must be 4 years, right, that you last spoke to her? He was like, no, I just spoke to her just yesterday only. She has a party, she's throwing a house party. So she called me to invite me. So I'm very much in touch. So another one is to one. Same case. He told me that it's been, sir, 2 years. I'm unable to move on. So my first question is, okay, so since 2 years you did not speak to her, right? He was like, just today morning I spoke to her. She was having some trouble buying her. I mean, she wanted to know which clothes fit her the best because I was aware. So she called me to ask me which colors is suiting me more, which dress should I buy. So I told her that you should buy that red one because that suits you the most. She bought that one only. Just today morning I spoke. So you're getting the drift. Whoever approached me saying that I'm unable to move on, each one of them had one thing in common. They had a common pattern of still staying in touch with their ex. So, as long as you are still in touch, how can you expect to heal? You're getting my point. It is, if you wish to heal, it is imperative that you need to completely go no contact with them. Otherwise, you're still going to stay in that loop and you can never ever come out of it. Because I've seen people like who have yet not healed or who have yet not moved on in spite of it being 10 years now. Even after 10 years, they are unable to move on. I've had people who have consulted me regarding the same. And one common thing which I've seen in each one of them was all of them were in touch with their exes. In many cases, I've even seen one thing. Add. Let me give you even more minute details because this is an instructional video. This is not an entertainment video. One common thing which I had seen, suppose even if they're still not in friendly terms, they're not talking to each other. One thing which I have seen that many guys are still stalking their ex. Stalking as in they are still checking out their Instagram pictures, her status, her stories, her WhatsApp status, everything they are still checking. So, my friend, if you're still checking after 10 years of your breakup, if you're still checking whom she's dating, what she's wearing, where she's going, how can you expect yourself to heal? How can you heal when you are completely feeding your brain with all these things regarding her? Because if you wish to heal, there is only one thumb rule: out of sight, out of mind. And that can only be achieved if you inculcate complete no contact rule. If you are not aware of the complete no contact rule, I'll make a new video tomorrow regarding this. But first, you have to, if you wish to move ahead in life, if you are happy being that depressed person, always immersed in the thoughts of your nostalgia, thoughts of your past, then I don't have any issues. But if you wish to make a new start, if you wish to completely forget her, then it is imperative that you apply complete no contact. And in complete no contact, it is not just you are not talking to her, you're not even checking out her status, her Instagram, her DPs, you're not checking that out. Because if you keep checking that out, that will always keep you in that past memory loop, which will never allow you to come to the reality, or which will never allow you to come to the future, rather. It will never allow you to make a new bond with somebody new, with some new person, with a new girl. You will always be stuck in the past, and you will be stuck in a loop, rather. It's a loop. You will be stuck in that loop, which will never allow you to break free, to take the reins of your life in your own hands, to make a new beginning with a new person. That will never happen. So one common mistake which I have been seeing with lots of people is that though they are not, majority are talking, as I just said, but majority are not talking to each other, but they're still checking out each other's Instagram and social media. So as long as you're checking out their Instagram and social media, never ever expect to get healed. That's never going to happen. There is only one thumb rule of healing, that is complete no contact rule, nothing less. Now, my last point for today is you teach her that you can be hurt again. Basically, if you still choose to remain in touch with that girl, with that ex of yours, you are giving her that message that she can still hurt you again and you will be fine with it. Because what happens after the breakup, if you still choose to remain in touch with her, that shows that she has the full power over you. It is not you who is calling the shots in the both of you. It is she who has all the powers over you. And naturally, if somebody thinks that I have the complete power on me, then she reserves the right to hurt you as well, as per her whims and fancies. She reserves the right and the she knows that it is me who can hurt him at the choice of my liking. I can hurt him at the time of my liking, place of my liking. It is completely on me when I feel like hurting him. So suppose if she remembers something bad which you had done to her, she can get back to you whenever she want, because women have lots of mood swings. Suppose if she remembers something from her past which you had done unknowingly or knowingly, you might have done something wrong, and that time she could not get back to you. Now is the time she will get back to you, because she knows that she has the complete power over you. She knows you are still available. She knows that she is your weakness. She very well knows that. So she knows that I can hit, and I can hit it hard at a time and place of my liking. You're getting the connection, what I'm trying to say. It's a slightly difficult concept to understand. But I'm repeating again, women are completely clueless about what they want. Their feelings changes, their thinking changes, their moods change very often. Suppose she recollects something, some wrong which you had done like ages before, she will remember now. And now that since you are broken, since you guys have broken off, you guys are no longer, you guys are no longer in a relationship. Still, she has remembered that aspect. But since she knows that you are still in touch with her and you are still available for her, she can now abuse you regarding that bad thing which you had done. She can indirectly abuse you or directly abuse you, because I have seen this happen in lots of my cases. Whenever that whenever that guy is still in touch, she one fine day, due to her mood swings, or suppose if she gets drunk for that matter, because in lots of my cases I've seen this happening when that girl gets drunk, when that girl is partying. So the first two, it is common knowledge, first two drinks they are very happy, and suddenly after the third drink, fourth drink onwards, they start becoming angry, they start crying, they start remembering all the bad things which has happened to them. And that is when they call you that you did this to me, and she will abuse you. Though you guys have broken off, still that lady will remember her past. She will abuse you. Because why she's able to abuse you? Because she knows that this guy is still waiting for me, this guy is still available for me, I can tell him whatever I want. And that way they completely destroy whatever little masculinity that you have remaining. So in this video of mine, I've tried to explain you everything to the best of my abilities, why you should never remain in touch with your ex. So do yourself a favor. If you call yourself masculine, never ever be in touch with your ex. I would say even don't even stay in touch with your ex, even if you have some problems, like say, like even if you have some obligations, not problems, obligations, like say if you have kids, if you are in the same office. I mean, there can be many factors. I understand that even if you don't have kids, you might be in the same college, same school, same office, you might have kids. So there, and for many people there might be such instances or such aspects which you need to look after. But still, I would recommend do whatever it takes, but get full control of your life the way I have got. I have the full custody to my kids. I am absolutely not in touch with my ex, not even a, like, nowhere she exists, nowhere. Because as I said, it's my principle that once I'm done, I'm done. Once I'm done, I will never give anybody the front row tickets to watch me rise, to watch me succeed. I will never give them that option. That's how I'm wired, and that's what I'm training you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.